The journey is set to continue for the Central Coast Mariners in the AFC Cup tonight. Inter-Zonal Final, Leg 1. Mariners have travelled all the way to Kyrgyzstan. It's to my knowledge, the longest trip that the Central Coast Mariners have ever had to take for a match. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but going back through the years, I don't think that we've had a longer trip in all our time in the Mariners' existence. Very excited for this match. Obviously, a huge opportunity now to win a trophy just a few games away, and this is sort of, I guess, the beginning of what will be a pretty hectic next couple of months with Mariners hoping to pick up a trio of trophies. And the AFC Cup, man, I mean, this would be huge for the Mariners to lift the cup. It's been an incredible run, and it should be a really fascinating game tonight against a team who are doing pretty well in their domestic league a couple rounds into their season. And look, it's going to be a really fascinating match. I'm really curious to see how the opposition performs tonight, because obviously it's pretty hard to compare Australian football and to football in Kyrgyzstan. So, but what we have been seeing, not just in their league games, but across the whole AFC Cup, is that ABDYSH-ATA KANT have been performing really, really well, picking up big results and scoring lots of goals. So they are capable of scoring, and I think Central Coast Mariners should really be wary of that tonight. But I see you guys in the live chat. Jump in, say g'day, say hello. Thanks so much for joining me on what is a later kickoff tonight, Wednesday evening, kicking off at 10 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Hit like on the stream if you want to support. You can also support the channel by sending in a super chat if you'd like to consider doing so. But I see Charlie in the chat, Butters here, Alex and Dominic, Falcon, Boston's here as well. Hope you guys are doing well and excited for this match. Wednesday in the chat says, come on Mariners. Falcon says, we are the Coasties. Come on indeed. Of course, the lineup that we see here on the right-hand side, we'll be keeping you guys updated to the live lineup throughout the match. One change from the team that won 2-0 away to Western United on Saturday, and that change comes up top. Ryan Edmondson into the starting lineup, replacing Jing Reese. That change actually was made at halftime in that Western United game. So Edmondson is in. Ryan Edmondson looking to once again get on the score sheet in the AFC Cup and add to his tally. But look, it's a strong lineup, man, for the Central Coast Mariners. Harry Steele starting at left back once again in place of the absent Jacob Farrell. Falcon, yes, I did see that. Congratulations to Jason Cummings, as well as fellow former A-League players in Dimitri Petratos and Brennan Hamill, who won the Indian Super League recently. Good to see Alex, Dominic in here as well. That's the thing, Charlie. Yeah, Charlie's talking about. Do you think you can win both? Very close matches, so you might get tired. Yeah, Charlie. I assume you're talking about the with the Adelaide match on the weekend. That's the real tricky thing. And yeah, for the next couple months, it's the next couple of weeks alone are pretty hectic for the Mariners with the tonight's match at home against Adelaide, and then we've got the second leg in the Inter-Zonal Final in a week's time at home. And then after that is an away game to Newcastle. And then we're into finals from there. And potentially an AFC Cup final, which fortunately I believe the AFC Cup final date is May 5th. And that is on the first weekend of finals in the A-League Men's. Fortunately, Mariners are set to feature in the semi-finals. So that should all work out. There shouldn't need to be any rescheduling going on. But it's going to be a very, very busy next couple of months. For Central Coast Mariners, if you want to watch this game, 10 Play. Check it out on 10 Play. 10 Play have been awesome, man. They've broadcast all of the AFC Cup games for the Australian teams, Macarthur SC and Central Coast Mariners, the two teams featuring in the AFC Cup this year. Both went on decent runs, but it was obviously Mariners knocked out Macarthur in the zonal final a couple months ago now. Melbourne City obviously featured in Asia this season in the Asian Champions League. They were knocked out in the group stage. They're showing some shots from the stadium here. What is it? Dolan Omurzakov Stadium. Dolan Omurzakov Stadium in Kyrgyzstan. What an experience for the team, man, to be playing in a new environment. Looks like a nice little stadium and a decent turnout. The fans showing up for this one. And according to the broadcast, 17 degrees Celsius. Not too cold. I was watching some highlights of ABDYSH-ATA's previous games, and some of the games were like played in the snow. It's gets pretty cold over there in Kyrgyzstan, but not too bad this afternoon in Kyrgyzstan. Good to see Troy here in the chat as well. Go the Mariners indeed. Oh boy. Boston says, I'm going to that game, Lockie. The first time seeing Mariners live at the coast. Boston, are you referring to this weekend? The doubleheader? Central Coast Mariners taking on Adelaide United this Sunday in round 25 of the A-League Men's. And then straight after that, what a Sunday it's going to be in Gosford this weekend. The A-League Women's semi-final. Central Coast Mariners women's team taking on Sydney FC. So not only is there so much excitement around the men's team at the moment and the potential to win a few trophies over the next couple of months, but the women's team who are keeping the dream alive of potentially winning an A-League Women's Championship in their first season back in the competition. How good would that be? Boston as well. Sorry, I just missed your previous comment as well. Of course, yes, I shall be there on Sunday. Love that, Charlie. As we were just talking about Dimitri Petratos before, Charlie says I have Dimitri's boots from when he played at Wanderers. There you go. Dimitri Petratos, one of those former A-League players that lifted the trophy of the Indian Super League the other day. So we await the teams to come out of the tunnel. Kickoff not too far away. Let's talk about this lineup. How do we feel about it? The 4-4-2. Obviously, from the Mariners, we've been seeing an interesting sort of system where we've been shifting to like a back three in possession, and one of those fullbacks will push up. Against West United, it was more so Storm Rue who was getting forward. But look, Josh Nisbet playing in that advanced role once again. It's been working out very nicely, and it seems to be the preferred setup for Mark Jackson now to have Ballard and Tapp as sort of those two holding central midfielders, if you like. Mikhail Docker once again starting in that advanced role on the right-hand side, which again, he's been in fantastic form. For the past month or two now, he's arguably been our best player, Mikhail Docker, and keep an eye on him tonight. Angel Torres as well. Angel Torres, look, he's always going to be involved. Wasn't quite his day on Saturday, despite the fact that he had numerous incredible chances. So could this be the game that Angel Torres turns up and scores a bunch of goals? Look, it'd be great. Obviously, this being the first leg, I think for Mariners as well, in terms of what we want to aim for this first leg, it would be great to at least come away with, look, at least to keep it level. We don't want ABDYSH being the home team here in the first leg, they'll want to get a big win here to kick things off. They know it'll be tough traveling to Gosford next week. The Mariners at home strong as always, as they have been this season. So as long as the Central Coast Mariners defense can stay solid and strong, look, I'll even take a 0-0 draw. I think a 0-0 draw would be a positive result, and then you'd surely back Mariners at home. All right. Troy as well mentioning in the chat earlier on, definitely going to the doubleheader on Saturday. Looking forward to it. Sunday, I assume you mean, Troy. It is Sunday, right? Doubleheader on Sunday afternoon. 3 o'clock. Mariners Adelaide in the men's. And then 5:45. The Mariners women taking on Sydney FC. Charlie, touching on some of the other A-League stuff coming up this weekend, says, I'm so nervous for Saturday. Western Sydney Wanderers fan. If we beat City, then we are guaranteed finals. It's a huge game on Saturday for Western Sydney Wanderers, isn't it, Charlie? Coming up against Melbourne City, the two teams just 1 point apart from each other on the ladder. Huge game. Huge game for Western Sydney. Plenty of big games coming up this weekend. Friday night in the A-League Men's, Wellington Phoenix away to Newcastle Jets. Very, very important match there for Phoenix, of course, with the premiership race. They'll be hoping for 3 points once again. Newcastle Jets, though, they've been in good form of late, haven't they? They've picked up a couple wins in the last 2 now. Wanderers v City, as we just mentioned. Another big game as well. MacArthur FC hosts Sydney FC on Saturday night. That'll be a big game. 2 teams right next to each other on the ladder. There's also a potential battle for the wooden spoon on Sunday. Perth Glory hosting Western United. Glory looking to bounce back after that shocking, devastating 8-0 loss to Melbourne City last weekend. Yes, Alex Dominic, definitely keen to do some All-Stars stuff, that's for sure. Very excited to have the All-Stars back, and not only the men's but the women's as well, taking on Newcastle United, and the women's team taking on Arsenal next month. The day before, it'll probably be the day before the A-League Grand Final too. So that's going to be a busy week at the end of May. So, teams are coming out of the tunnel. Here we go. Central Coast Mariners in Kyrgyzstan for the AFC Cup. And for the first time in this AFC Cup campaign, we are finally seeing the away kit, the navy blue kit, which looks delightful. It's basically just a reverse of the home kit, isn't it? But this one looks even cleaner. I don't know what it is, just the navy blue, and then the yellow strip across the middle and on the shoulders too. It almost looks like darker than what we usually see from Mariners, like a darker shade of blue. I don't know if it's just the camera settings here from what we're seeing, but loving this Mariners kit, man. Absolutely loving it. So we were talking about that lineup just a moment ago. Brian Kaltak, Dan Hall are 2 centre-backs who have been so solid this season. Really, really important game for them here. It would be massive if Mariners could come away with a clean sheet from this game heading into the second leg. Teams getting their photos taken now. 10 players on the bench for Central Coast Mariners as well. A couple of youngsters named on the bench. Andre Parks, Bailey Brantman. We've also got Dylan Wenzel-Halls on the bench, who, if my memory serves me correctly, I don't think he's made an appearance since January. So Dylan Wenzel-Halls could be set for a rare appearance here, which is a shame. He's a guy that I think, he's a player I think a lot of Mariners fans like, but I don't think he's doing anything wrong in terms of not getting game time. There's just too many quality players ahead of him. He's just too far down the pecking order, and with the mid-season signing of Ryan Edmondson, it made it difficult for Dylan Wenzel-Halls to get games. Will Wilson hasn't played too much football for Mariners of late as well. He's on the bench. Christian Theoharis, Ronald Barcelus as well. Jing Reese, of course. So it's there's plenty of options off the bench for Central Coast Mariners today. Of course, no Alu Kowal and Jacob Farrell. They are both on Ollie Roo's duty. Jonah, yes, matches on 10 Play indeed. Check it out on 10 Play. You can watch for free. Decent crowd building at the stadium in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. Good to see. So, it's been a busy week. Plenty of travel. Away game to West United on Saturday. Then what was it, like a 30-hour trip all the way to Kyrgyzstan. We are set for kickoff. Of course, on the stream here on YouTube, we might have a slight delay from the broadcast you're watching, but we are about to get underway. Here for all the live reaction and discussion. Central Coast Mariners. Looking fresh in the away kit. Here we go. The home team getting us underway. We're just waiting for something. The teams are ready to go. Referee's waiting to get the thumbs up to get the game underway. Let's go, Mariners. Finally, we're underway. AFC Cup Inter-Zonal Final. First leg, Mariners are 3 games away from lifting the AFC Cup. Sam in the chat, good to see you here. Says, I'm excited for Friday night, Lockie, as it's the Jets' 500th game. I didn't know that. Wow. And I pray that it's not the second last home game for the Jets in their history, but it's also to decide the premiers. Yes, indeed, Sam. Hopefully the Newcastle Jets situation does get sorted out. It's been, worrying time at the moment for Newcastle Jets, and hopefully it does get sorted out, and that's coming from a Central Coast Mariners fan. We want our rivals in the league, and Central Coast Mariners looking to spring forward through the middle of the park. Ryan Edmondson picking up a foul. No worries, Boston. Thanks for jumping in, man. Dude, I wonder if there's any Mariners fans there. Let's keep an eye on. Let's keep an eye out if there's any yellow and navy in the stands. Is Coastwatch Football's name Lockie? Yes, indeed. Can confirm. My name is Lockie. Good to see Dom here. Docker hat-trick incoming. Oh, we'd love to see it. Mikael Docker. He's been in the mood for the last couple of months now. Oh, Ryan Edmondson almost in behind. A couple minutes in and Edmo's already looking hungry. Good to see. Good to see. Sam says, are you sure this is the final, not just the 5th semi-final? That's where this competition's knockout stage has been a weird one. It has been a weird one, Sam. Yes. It's been really convoluted and tricky to follow. The simple way to think about this matchup is it's a semi-final. So that's the way we can think about it. It's the semi-final, being that it's the game prior to the final. But technically, the interzonal final, with Asia being obviously such a large region, they split up the regions, the zones, if you like. Central Coast Mariners were the champions of the Southeast Asian zone. They defeated MacArthur in that final to claim that title. Interzonal semi-final. They were contesting with ABDYSH-ATA from India, who they defeated. 4-0 win at home and then a 0-0 draw away in the second leg. Now the interzonal final against ABDYSH-ATA. ABDYSH-ATA scoring plenty of goals throughout this AFC Cup campaign, and they are yet to lose. They have not lost in this AFC Cup campaign so far. Already it looks to be a pretty competitive contest. Vegemite Lover in the chat. Good to see you here. More of an A-League question. Who do you think is a smoky to win the Cup? Sydney FC have that something about them. Sydney FC could get it done. At times, they've been one of the best teams in the competition in terms of whether they've been playing. And you look at the squad they have, and I think they're capable. So, yeah, in terms of Smokey, yeah. Sydney FC seems like the pick. When you look at the other teams in the top 6, do MacArthur have enough? I'm not sure. I don't think so. They've fallen apart too many occasions this season. Melbourne Victory, potentially. They just lack that cutting edge a little bit. They haven't won enough games this season, Melbourne Victory. Wellington and Mariners, you certainly could say, you could see lifting the championship this season. 5 minutes in. Mariners looking to go long once again. Edmondson. Oh, they've failed to deal with it. Here's a shot from Docker, and it's going to trickle wide across the face of goal. Weird that they're changing camera angle when Mariners get it in the box. That's twice as happened now, where Mariners get in the box and they change to like a weird, like closer camera angle, which makes it hard to see what else is going on. But Mikhail Docker with the first real shot of the game. Didn't quite catch that one right, though. Dom asks, as a Mariners fan, who do you think the number striker would be if you had to pick one? I assume you're asking like number one striker if you had to pick one. As a Mariners fan, who do you think would be like the number one striker if I had to pick one? It's a great question because obviously Mariners have been chopping and changing sort of who has been the leading striker, which I think has been good. I think it's been, it's reassuring knowing that Mariners have at least 3 decent strikers who on their day can do a decent job in Alu Kowal, Jing Reese, and Ryan Edmondson. The reason I don't mention Dylan Wenzel-Hall is just he's barely played this season, but we know that he's solid as well. But if I had to pick one of those strikers, I do like Ryan Edmondson a lot. He's tall, he's fast, he's aggressive, but probably Alu Kowal. Probably Alu. Alu's very physical and a good finisher. But that's the thing, like, none of the strikers for Mariners have really stepped up this season. Like, it's Angel Torres who's leading the goal scoring charts, and he's been playing as a winger the whole campaign, hey. But all 3 of those main strikers I mentioned have chipped in this season for the Mariners, that's for sure. ABDYSH-ATA looking to break through the middle. Some space out on the right. A test here for Harry Steele. An early cross comes in, and their header is going to float over the crossbar. But the first attack from the home team. This is really interesting watching sort of like the opening stages of this match and getting an idea of what we can expect from ABDYSH-ATA and St. Gus Mariners. I'm sure would have done their preparation. Brock, good to see you here as well. Says, commenting on those camera angles as well. What are those camera angles? It was weird. It was really distracting. Mariners got in a really good position and they just like cut to a weird angle. That's the dream, Brock. Brock in the chat says, imagine Mariners did the treble, AFC Cup, Premiership and Championship. It could happen. It could seriously happen. That would be incredible. It'd be incredible. It would surely go down as one of the best seasons of an A-League team ever. To do all 3, right? It'd be up there. Max Ballard, nicely done. Breaking down that move in midfield. And Brad Tapp winning the foul. So, a couple fouls already committed by ABDYSH in the opening 10 minutes. St. Gus Mariners looking to control possession. Take their time on the ball. Dan Hall, nice little pass. Docker coming inside as he has done in the last few weeks, finding those pockets inside Angel Torres out wide on the left. Nice move. Passes offline. ABDYSH can take the ball forward now. Again, the very odd changing of camera angles here. Not sure why they don't just leave it on that main wide angle. $17 Celsius in Bishkek for this game. Kaltak has it at the back. Mariners under pressure here. Steele does well. Ballard. Well done. ABDYSH pressed briefly there, but Mariners did well to deal with it. Again, cutting into these zoomed-in camera angles is really distracting. We can't really see the full picture of the field. I'm not sure why they are cutting inside. This is not ideal at all. I don't know whether there's maybe an issue with the main camera, but they keep cutting back to it. As far as I'm aware, it's not 10 Play who are actually controlling, like Channel 10 aren't controlling like the actual production of the cameras and the cutting of the cameras. It's just the local AFC Cup feed. I'm not sure if anyone has any more knowledge on that. Feel free to let us know. But a lot more cutting and zooming in from what you'd probably usually expect from a football match broadcast. Anyway. Dan Hall looking to drive forward. Okay, still going here, Dan Hall. Oh, good run, and that's got to be a foul. And you could almost ask the question of a booking there. Dan Hall does like to do that every now and then. Dan Hall, he picks up the ball, and if he sees the space, he will drive forward. Brock mentions, saw a rumour that Kaltak expressed his interest to play in India next season. To be honest, I haven't heard anything about that, but look, Brian Kaltak has been tremendous for the Mariners over the last couple of seasons and is surely attracting interest from all over the place. Yes, Brock will definitely be at the second leg, of course. So, long-range free kick here for the Mariners, 12 minutes in. Mikael Doka is going to swing this in, or does he go short? We'll see. Solid crowd in the stands. Good to see. Doka's delivery. Kaltak can't keep it in. A little bit too much on it. Needed to float that in a little bit more gently. Did Doka. Thanks for that. Dom says, I believe it's a third party that 10 uses to the streams of the AFC games. ABDYSH now taking their time. What's going on here? Mikael Doka's pointing at something. Now the ball's been played. Is there a player down injured? Something has gone on here. They're pointing. Doka's thrown it down the line. And the ball has gone back. I'm not sure what happened there. Anyway. ABDYSH are back in possession. Central Coast Mariners structurally looking pretty solid in the opening phases of this game. A defensive 4-4-2 block that has been so rigid and solid and hard to break down for so many teams throughout this entire campaign. Mark Jackson has marshaled his side really well. Since going through that tricky period at the start of the season, 4 consecutive losses to open the A-League men's campaign, and then since then only a couple losses here and there. Sydney FC has really been sort of the kryptonite for the Mariners, if you like. No other team has come close to really toppling the Mariners. I love that, Charlie. What's your music taste, Lucky? You look like you look like you. Sorry, you look like you like Coldplay. It took me a while to get that out. I don't mind Coldplay. I'm not a big Coldplay fan. Yeah, I like a whole range of music, pop, indie stuff. Yeah, man. Don't mind a bit of Coldplay, of course. Long ball from ABDYSH. Down to the right wing, rather. Oh, dude, I tell you what. Like, I don't mean to be like keep bringing up this camera, the cutting of the cameras, but it's genuinely distracting. Like, it's affecting watching this game because you're looking at the positions of the players. That's the great thing about just like a standard wide angle is you see, basically the full field almost and the spread of the players, but then it cuts in and you don't really have an idea of where other players around the action are. And I don't mind it here and there, but they're doing it heaps. Like every 5 to 10 seconds, they're cutting in and you don't really have the context for like where a player is and who's around them. Oh, did I say? I meant indie, as in like indie music, not Indian music. Although I haven't listened to much Indian music, I might like it. Who knows? I like to think I have a pretty varied taste. $16 minutes in, 0-0. Not much going on so far. Mariners with one shot. And probably the only shot, well, no, 2 shots, haven't they? Both team with 1 shot each, but both shots were pretty tame. Steele misses the challenge here, and ABDYSH have it in a good position. Goes short into the box. Bit of a coming together. Definitely no penalty, at least in my eyes. The clearance is made. So what can Mariners do here? Getting the ball forward. Angel Torres goes to the switch to Storm Rue, who does well to control it. Forward for Edmondson. Back for Docker. Yeah, you'll see this from Mikael Docker. Oh, that's a poor pass, Storm Rue. Max Ballard has just fallen asleep at the wheel there, and uncharacteristically, it should be said, ABDYSH are going to break down the right-hand side. Harry Steele makes the block for a throw. Yeah, those wide players for Mariners, but specifically Mikael Docker, we'll see it a lot where on that right-hand side, the right-sided player on the wing there, in Docker it is today, drifting infield, and that allows Storm Rue to overlap and push up that right-hand side. And then Mariners will go to that back 3 with Hall, Kaltak, and Steele sort of sitting a bit deeper. We usually see it when Farrell's playing at left back there as well. It's worked pretty well for the Mariners. It's been one of the new things that Mark Jackson has implemented. It wasn't really a feature that we saw in under Nick Montgomery's reign last season. But Mark Jackson, I like the tweaks that he has made, the changes, even opting to play Josh Nisbet in a more advanced role that is really flourishing in this season. Josh Nisbet leading the assist stats in the A-League Men's this year. Troy says, ABDYSH actually pushing us. Good to see. A challenge, of course. The travel is affecting us at the moment, but early days. Great comment, Troy. Indeed. ABDYSH looking to get down this right-hand side again. They're number 20, man, showing some good pace. And the delivery's okay. Stormery will get it away, but it's going to come back. Long-range hit. Goodness me, that was traveling, but it's over the bar. That was packed with power there. So it's down this right-hand side, ABDYSH-ATA's right-hand side, where they're looking to go on the attack. They're definitely favouring that wing. Harry still has had some work to do in the early stages of this contest. Two shots for ABDYSH. One shot for the Mariners. That came from Mick Aldoka pretty early on. Central Coast Mariners not really having much joy controlling the ball in the last 5 or so minutes. ABDYSH in a dangerous position once again here. They've scored so many goals in this AFC Cup, and they're going to earn their first corner of the game. And this is a decent little spell for the home team. This is a real test now for the Mariners. 20 minutes in. The corner routine, they've gone short. And the delivery, oh my goodness. Cross shot. Oh, a little bit of a jab there. What was that in the box? Really unnecessary too. They're showing the replay of that chance for ABDYSH, but Brian Kaltak was just involved in a little push and shove with an opposition player there. It almost looked like there was a little bit of a jab. But looks all good now. We're playing on. Of course, no VAR in this competition. Harry Steele ends up on the floor, and that's going to allow good covering from Brad Tapp. Helping out his left back. Looks like he just walked into Kaltak. It did, didn't it, Troy? Yeah, the ABDYSH player was sort of just walking back from the corner, accidentally bumped into Kaltak, and then all of a sudden wasn't too happy about it. There was nothing really in it. Should be said, Central Coast Mariners have had mixed fortunes on their away days in the AFC Cup this season. Struggling in the first match of the group stage away to Terengganu, side from Malaysia. Getting wins against Stallion Laguna and Bali United. And then, of course, winning away to MacArthur SC, which obviously is just a trip down the freeway for the Mariners. As well as getting the 0-0 draw in the second leg against ABDYSH-ATA, but that was enough to get them through to this Inter-Zonal Final. Possession stats on the broadcast. 69% possession for the home team. Mariners just with 31, and that's really come in this last 10 minutes now. The home team really dictating things and enjoying some good play. And another long-range shot. Pretty routine save for Vukovic, but this is slightly worrying. The home team starting to shift the ball around with a bit more authority and intensity. Angel Torres in the middle of the park. Loses possession, and that's the problem now, is that we keep losing the ball. We're not holding on to it for very long. Good to see Roy in the chat says Mariners have been squeezed in their own half, struggling to get out now. That's right. ABDYSH very keen to stay on the front foot. Roy also mentioned neither team seems to have a focal point up top. Ball just getting held up in the middle. Other than the right wing plays, they use time to time. Spot on, Roy. Now the left-hand side is being explored, but Dan Hall's going to try and wrestle the ball back and wins the throw. So let's see what Mariners can do here from the back. Just got to try and have a decent spell of possession and try and shift their game up the other end of the field. Long throw for Edmondson. Doesn't find him. Well, the possession figures are just going to keep racking up for the home team. A ball has fortunately found its way out to the left here, though. Angel Torres looking to stretch his legs. Bit of an ambitious switch there, Angel Torres. I don't know if that was the right option. He saw Edmondson on the right-hand side, but there were too many opposition players in the road and was pretty easily picked off. But almost a moment there for the Mariners. Such a unique opportunity, man, for an A-League team to travel all the way to Kyrgyzstan. Long trip from Australia. It's a busy schedule and plenty of travel for these Australian teams involved in Asian competitions, but it's such a prestigious, well, these competitions are such prestigious competitions. It's so great to be involved in. Storm Roo with a bit of space on the right. Forward for Docker. Mikhail Docker takes the ball backwards. Ballard. That's the kind of play you want on the ball. Max Ballard, who's been really good. 2 goals in his last 3 A-League games, Max Ballard. Good to see him starting to add some goals to his game. A player who, according to reports, looks set to be departing the club come the end of the season as well, which is a loss, it should be said. Max Ballard has been so good for the Mariners over the last few years, but look, with the likes of Steele, of Tapp, and I'm sure other guys who could break into the squad, there's definitely adequate replacements for the likes of Ballard and potentially someone like Josh Nisbet, who is off contract come the end of their campaign. Ball over the top here for ABDYSH, but Harry Steele should get to this first. And opts to go up the line. It's not the best clearance, though. It's going to come back at the Mariners. Nice pass inside. Good block from Nisbet. Ballard is huge for us, says Troy. Indeed. What a player. Mariners sitting so deep, says Roy. Definitely not looking to give anything away defensively. Having a look at some of the highlights for ABDYSH-ATA throughout the AFC Cup. They've scored their goals from in a variety of different ways. They are truly dangerous in front of goal, and they lead the standings early on in the season in their domestic league as well. Just a few matches into this current season in Kazakhstan, their season follows the calendar year. I imagine that's to avoid the very chilly winters in the Northern Hemisphere. ABDYSH just enjoying some possession across that back four as they look to find a route forward. That's a nice pass inside. ABDYSH, oh, the 1-2 is delightful down the right-hand side. Test here for the Mariners. The cross is going to come in and go out for a goal kick. But again, another sign of that swift play. When ABDYSH want to go, they look dangerous. Mariners really having to work hard defensively here, spending a lot of energy, making sure that they do not leave any gaps at the back. Roy mentions that they move the ball well around the edge of the box and move well off the ball. That could be an issue, says Roy. Indeed, spot on. Very good analysis. Long ball here from the goal kick. Edmondson looking to get it down for Nisbet. And Mariners have a throw in a good position here in the attacking half. As we... Dude, this game's flown by. We're approaching the half an hour mark. 0-0. Oh, tap. Sustains a heavy challenge. And a challenge like that could well deserve a yellow card. Brad Tapp was cleaned up there. It was a late challenge. He got the pass away. Ooh, dude. I'll tell you what, it's lucky that there wasn't like much contact with the feet. Brad Tapp sort of had to jump up to avoid any sort of dangerous contact. Well and truly a free kick. Half an hour of football played in Kyrgyzstan. ABDYSH-ATA 0. Central Coast Mariners 0. Just echoing what I said at the start too, before kickoff. I tell you what, I'd take a 0-0 draw. I would take a 0-0 draw heading into the home leg, second leg. Surely got to back Mariners from there if we can take a 0-0 draw away from this game. Torres winning the ball high up the pitch here. Again, the decision-making from Angel Torres, maybe not the best there. Pretty cheaply giving away the ball. ABDYSH breaking forward. Some space on the left. That's a nice ball out wide too. Storm doing the marking. Ball inside. Again, the camera angle doesn't help us much. We couldn't really see too much of what was going on there, but another goal kick. Roy asks, do the Mariners do well from set pieces? Looking like a possible route to goal, but struggling to see much else aside from that. Sorry, Mariners fans. It's not something that Mariners are particularly known for, scoring from set pieces. It has worked out for us a number of times this campaign, but you're right, Roy. It might come down to that. So set pieces will be really, really important, and we have only really had one set-piece opportunity in this game so far. That was a Nick Aldoka free kick from a fair way out. That went out for a goal kick. Harry Steele, again, doing plenty of defensive work on that left back, in that left back role. Looking to nullify these ABDYSH attacks down the right-hand side. Appreciate you guys tuning in for this watch along. If you want to support, consider hitting the like button. It's pretty easy. You can also consider sending through a super chat to support the channel. Just appreciate you guys being here. Vukovic going long here. Edmondson. Flick down, almost finds a Mariners player. Troy says, can't wait for our doubleheader. Do we know what the order of play will be like? Yes, we do indeed. Troy, Mariners are first up on Sunday. 3 p.m. The men's team. Taking on Adelaide United, 3 p.m. And then the women's team, the semi-final first leg for the Mariners taking on Sydney FC, the reigning champions in the A-League Women's. So that should be a fantastic occasion for the club and surely a bumper crowd at Industry Group Stadium this Sunday. Ball given away here by ABDYSH. Angel Torres, what can he do this time around? He's given the ball away a couple times. Holds on to it. Looking backwards. Tap. Ballard. This is better from the Mariners now. Just getting the team to push forward and looking to create an opportunity. ABDYSH haven't really been tested in their defense too much this match. Again, pretty cheap giveaway. ABDYSH can go here down the right-hand side. Brian Kautak, good challenge. So again, it's some of these cheap giveaways that are sort of letting us down when we've got the ball in a promising area. Don't seem to be holding onto it for too long. It'll be interesting to see what the possession stats are now. You'd think surely they're definitely in favour of the home team still. Charlie asks opinions on Newcastle 4, Spurs 0. Yeah, heavy loss for Ange and Tottenham on the weekend. Brilliant win, though, for Newcastle United, who, as we know, are jetting off to Australia next month to take on the A-League All-Stars. 10 minutes to go in this half. And I don't think Mark Jackson will be overly pleased with how this half has transpired. I've done a decent job maintaining a solid defensive shape, but not much going on moving forward, which has been the worrying thing. Troy says, that's great. Fingers crossed for the double win. I'm on holidays at the moment, so can't wait to be there. Indeed, Troy, it's going to be... hopefully it is a massive crowd. I'm sure it will be. Considering that, massive game for the Mariners. Well, final home game in the regular season for the men's team. And a chance to lift us closer to the premiership. And then we've got the women's semi-final. I mean... certainly the biggest match of the season, the biggest occasion of the season, if you're a Mariners fan. Ryan Edmondson just with a good little opportunity there for a moment. Got the ball in behind, and that's Mariners' first shot on target too, Ryan Edmondson. Has tried to get himself into this game. The shot was a bit tame in the end. Angel Torres doing well to win the ball here for the Mariners on that left wing. He's won a foul too. Ooh, bit of a coming together. Fourth official looking to get involved. Not for the first time as Angel Torres' tensions have flared. The Colombian winger. Referee just having a word. Didn't look like there was much in it, to be fair. Roy says maybe the Mariners have just absorbed their pressure to give it a go in the last 10 minutes of the half. Still a goal and shut up shop again. Hey, look, I'd take it, Roy. First leg away from home. I'd take it if we can manage that. Long ball from Steele is a good one. Storm Rue in behind. The cutback is nice for Docker, who's in the box. Has to go back to Rue. The defense is there. Ballard challenged, but it's a throw. Just in the last few minutes, just maybe an indication that Mariners are slowly starting to work their way back into the contest. Playing with a bit more ambition. And as well, I mean, more importantly, just having some more time on the ball. Controlling the game a little bit more. Hall. Brad Tapp's making a run. He won't be found and may have accidentally kicked an opposition defender there Free kick given away. Definitely a free kick. Brad Tapp just missed timing. Didn't even know the defender was there. Couldn't see him. So we're approaching the final stages of this first half. There's been a bit of an arm wrestle. The home team definitely with more possession. Chances have been pretty even though. Here comes ABDYSH though. A delivery straight into the hands of Vukovic. Nothing really testing Vukovic at this stage though. He's had to make a couple. He's made a couple routine saves, pretty easy takes, but it's not like he's been truly bombarded. 5 minutes to go. There's been minimal stoppages in this game. An injury to one of ABDYSH's players, but aside from that, it's been pretty chill so far. Possession with the Mariners. Docker uncharacteristically giving it away for a throw. Roy says, home team trusting a high defensive line. Interesting. That could be something the Mariners could exploit. Maybe with the pace of someone like Jing Reese in the second half. I mean, that's the exciting thing as well with the Mariners. I mean, you look at this lineup and it's probably a lineup that's is maybe a little bit defensive, but here's Torres. Does well to get ahead of the defender. We'll take him on now. Nicely done. Torres inside. Centre back comes across to make the challenge and breaks down. But just on those Mariners substitutes, I mean, that's the exciting thing heading to the second half. If we do want to go for it a little bit more towards the end of the game, you've got players like Barcelus, like, Thea Harris, who scored a great goal on the weekend, even Jing Reese, who can provide a little bit of pace. Wouldn't mind seeing, Dylan Wenzel-Halls get a run as well. That'd be nice. He's got plenty of pace himself as well, Dylan Wenzel-Halls. But the problem for him is just he's barely played much football of late. Competitive matches. That's what he's been lacking. Which is a shame. Shame for him as an individual. A guy who came to the Central Coast just over a year ago, signing from Western United, where he helped lift their first ever championship. Decent cross for ABDYSH. The header straight into the hands of Vukovic. Another decent little chance there for the home team. A few minutes left. Let's see if Mariners can conjure something here. Ball over the top towards Nisbet. Easily dealt with. Really interesting seeing the crowd. The crowd is like, there's constantly people walking across that far side. Like just walking along the length of the field. But since kickoff, this crowd has really built up. That far stand is almost full. According to my research, I think the stadium holds around 23,000. Just a little bit more than the capacity of Industry Group Stadium in Gosford. Mariners, I think, will be probably happy to just hold on to a nil or draw. Nil or scoreline, I should say, heading into the halftime sheds. But ABDYSH, probably the happier of the two teams so far. Just looking a little bit more adventurous, a little bit more dangerous moving forward. Mariners have had a few moments, it should be said. I don't think it hasn't been complete domination or anything, but the Mariners do need more in the second half, that's for sure. Tap, Docker. Again, you can see the pressure that's being applied by the home team when Mariners win it back. Roy says, looks like a public walkway through the stadium. Yeah, right? It's just like, if you look at that far stand, there's just constantly like a stream of people walking from left to right. I don't know where they're going, or is there just like, we're almost 45 minutes into this football match, and like, is there still people like trickling into the stadium? I don't know, man. What if it literally is like a public walkway though? Imagine that. Like, which would be pretty cool, right? Just like a pathway just like through a stadium. 1 minute added on. 1 minute of time. That's a really interesting substitution board. I haven't seen anyone like that before. So, 1 minute. 40 seconds left now for the Central Coast Mariners to snatch something late. Vukovic will go long. Throw in on the halfway line here for Storm Roo. 20 seconds to go. Stick around at halftime. We'll play some halftime griddle. For those that don't know, griddle is an A-League player guessing game, and it's our go-to halftime entertainment. So stick around if you want to see me fail with my A-League knowledge. First half. A bit of an arm wrestle. 0-0 it is. Performance, Mark Jackson probably won't be too happy, but the scoreline overall is all right. Taking a 0-0 scoreline into the break, not too bad. Considering what's been going on for the Mariners, all the travel and everything, and the important matches going on at the moment. If they can come away from this first leg with a 0-0 draw, that wouldn't be too bad. What are we saying in the chat here? Alex and Dominic, good to see you in the chat here tonight. Says he was dropping his A-League All-Stars team. Let's have a look. Paulson in goals. Marcelo, Kaltak, Farrell and Simmons in the back line. Bratton, Hendricks, Milanovic, Irinkunda and Fornaroli. Nice picks there. Very nice indeed. Interesting. Aiden Simmons is an interesting shout. I haven't seen many people bring up Aiden Simmons for an All-Stars call-up. Very good player, Aiden Simmons. Very good indeed. So we'll see what happens heading into the second half. Mark Jackson doesn't mind making some halftime changes, so we might see it. Potentially maybe Jing Reese introduced for the second period. Overall, though, ABDYSH with more possession, probably a couple more chances too. Mariners' best chance, probably you got to say, came to Ryan Edmondson, who had an opportunity to score from close range. But a lot of the efforts actually, well, for both teams, what you could probably say is that a lot of the efforts have been pretty tame, haven't they? Nothing too testing for either goalkeeper. So Griddle is a game it's always a fun time to play on stream and test my A-League knowledge live. So let's jump into it. And you can play Griddle Game by checking out griddlegame.com, powered by Ultimate A-League. So let's see how we go today. We've struggled in the last couple times we've played this live on stream. We've got Adelaide and Melbourne City as the two clubs. Plenty of stats in here, so we're looking for players who are younger than 18 on their debut. Players who have picked up at least one red card. 50% plus win percentage, which that'll be tricky. Dude, this is a tricky griddle today, I'll tell you what. 3+ penalties scored, and not including penalty shootouts. Okay, so a fascinating griddle today indeed. Let's see how we go. Where should we start? 50% plus win percentage. Well, those ones can be easy because you can think of players who have just played, like a few games, and maybe they won most of those games. Gee whiz though, like 3+ penalties scored and 1 red card plus 1 red card. I mean, like maybe like someone like, ABDYSH-ATA is someone we could surely go for. I'm sure he would have scored at least 3 penalties in his time in the A-League. Let's go ABDYSH-ATA here. For our first guess. Here we go. 24 penalties scored. Wow. 4 red cards in his A-League career, ABDYSH-ATA. Let's see what else we can go for here. 3+. What is about this bottom right one? 3+ penalties scored with a 50% plus win percentage. I mean, Jamie McLaren, he's won a lot of games at Melbourne City, but he's also spent plenty of time at Perth and Brisbane. Maybe someone like Del Piero. McLaren. Well, we do have Melbourne City there. We could definitely go McLaren for that top right one, surely. Let's do that now. For this top right one, we're going to go... can't spell. McLaren. Because that's got to be right. 21 penalties scored for Melbourne City alone. 21 penalties scored for City alone. Now, 50% plus win percentage. And 3+ penalties. That's tricky, dude. This is tricky, man. Some of these stats. Let's come back to that one. At least 1 red card for a player who was under 18 on their debut. I'm not sure if Ben Kantarowski's picked up a red card, but I do know that Ben Kantarowski made his debut very young, right? I don't know why he was the first one to spring into mind, but there we go. 16 years old on debut. I do remember that. Long time ago. 3 red cards for Kantarowski. 18 years and younger on debut for City. Surely there's a whole bunch we could go for in that category. A Melbourne City youngster. Probably Max Caputo, right? Probably made his debut at 17, maybe 16? 15, of course, dude. Wow. One of the youngest ever, Max Caputo. Plus 1 red card for Adelaide United. That should be pretty straightforward. Let's go Isaias. Isaias Sanchez. 4 red cards in his Reds career. All right. We haven't missed so far. This is okay. This is all right. I'm happy so far. Let's go an easy one for this top left category. Adelaide United and Melbourne City. There's going to be a whole bunch of players who have played for those two teams. And we're going to go for a certain Scott Galloway. Scotty Galloway. Now it's this bottom one that I've been avoiding. 50% plus win percentage, which it's tricky. It's tricky to guess. For Adelaide, who can we go for there? For the Reds. Like maybe someone who only played like a handful of games or something. Who's someone that we could pick up in that category? Oh, dude, I hate this stat. It's like, because it's so hard to know. Like, no one knows this stuff off the top of their head. Newy Jets in the chat. Good to see you here. I'm doing well, man. I'm doing very, very well. 50% plus win percentage. Under 18 years old in debut. Like, Iran Kunda, maybe? But I tell you what, Garang Kowal, right? Kowal was under 18, right? Kowal was 17, Garang, when he made his debut. There we go. Garang. Penalties scored. Well, this bottom right one actually should be pretty straightforward. 50% plus win percentage and 3+ penalties scored. If we think about just some of the successful times for, it's the likes of Sydney FC and Brisbane Roar. I mean, we already threw Brett Bessart-Barisha in there. We've already got Jay McLaren in there. Who else could we go for? I don't know why Del Piero is sticking out for some reason. Let's just go for it. I'm gonna go Alessandro Del Piero. I could be way off here. No. 8 penalties scored, but didn't win more than 50% of his games. So let's see if we can make it out of 9. 50% plus win percentage for Adelaide United. Who's a player? Maybe we can think of a player who played in their championship-winning season back in, 2016? Who's someone we could go for there? Maybe like a Pablo Sanchez, perhaps. There we go. All right. Well, we missed one. We missed Del Piero. There's quite a few players we could have gone for there. Some big names too, with the likes of Bobo, even Jason Cummings, Yanko Lafondra, Benny Nkololo's in there as well. There you go. Shinji Ono also. So we did okay, but we did slip up on that bottom right one. Got some suggestions in the chat here. Fornaroli, Elsie, Galakovic. Was he in that one? Galakovic did play a lot of games for Adelaide. It's always tricky with the ones who have played heaps of games because you just don't know. They might have lost quite a few along the way. But yeah, some of these names here for Adelaide, some more of the niche players for Adelaide. Oh, Marcos Flores is in there though. Bruce Kamau was another one I was thinking of also. Some interesting names in here for Reds players who have won at least more than half of their games. So that's Griddle for today. Troy says I had Isaias immediately for middle left. Yeah, it's funny how like with every club there's almost like a go-to player you think of for red cards. Like for Melbourne Victory, it's like Kevin Muscat. For me at least, it's Isaias and the Reds. I mean, to be fair, like you think of like the defensive players, like defensive midfielders or centre backs. They're the ones that generally pick up the Reds. The red cards, that is. Yeah. So that's Griddle for today, out of 9. Not too bad. So here's a look at the Mariners lineup that they've been deploying in this game so far. Ryan Edmondson trying to get himself in the game, had a couple opportunities, not too much going on. Josh Nisbet as well, not too involved in this contest up to this point. You just wonder how Central Coast Mariners can try and get him into the game a little bit more. Angel Torres with some moments as well, but nothing really standing out. The subs are, looking at the broadcast, the subs are out on the pitch warming up, and most, if not all of them, appear to be there for the Mariners, so that gives us an indication that maybe we won't see a potential halftime change as Central Coast Mariners returning to the field as we speak. Troy got 7. That's still pretty solid. Still pretty solid indeed. So, Central Coast returning to the field here in Kyrgyzstan. Kazakhstan's just next door, I think. Kyrgyzstan. First time Mariners are playing a match in Kyrgyzstan, of course. The AFC Cup has taken them on a wonderful journey across Asia. Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines, India, and now Kyrgyzstan. And there could be one more away day. And the biggest one of all, the AFC Cup final next month if Mariners are to progress from this two-legged Inter-Zonal Final tie. Teams back on the pitch. Don't think we see any changes. We'll keep an eye on it though. But it doesn't appear to be any personnel changes. We'll keep you guys updated here on the lineup graphic. Central Coast Mariners, what can they offer in this second half to try and get themselves a bit more involved, create a bit more attacking, some more attacking moves? The game is now underway, the second half. ABDYSH-ATA KANT 0, Central Coast Mariners 0, and already there's a player on the home team who is down and hurt here. And will be receiving treatment in the opening stages of the second half. Ryan Edmondson, strong challenge for the ball in the air. I mean, that's the good thing that Edmondson provides as well with his height and his strength. He's good in the aerial duels. Trying to get it down for the likes of Docker and Nisbet around him. Got to try and get, especially Josh Nisbet, try to get him more involved in this game. And you just wonder whether maybe we could see a change where Josh Nisbet moves a bit deeper to try and get him a bit more involved in the contest. I wouldn't mind seeing that. That's something that we could see deployed in the second half. And it is something that Jackson has done in recent games, where we might see Brad Tapp subbed off and an attacker brought on, and it means that Nisbet drops a bit deeper into midfield, which is a position, of course, he's played plenty of football in. So, 0-0. First leg, second half now. Nisbet wrestling with it in the middle, earning the foul. Again, man, loving this away kit, this away AFC Cup kit. It's delightful. It's a simple design, but it's super clean, eh? Looking at the photos too, I think there's like a subtle sort of pattern, which from what I gather is like reminiscent of like the spiral and the Mariners logo. I think there's that subtle pattern on the front of the kit, which is a really nice touch. Late match this one here for us on the east coast of Australia. On the central coast, it's just 4 minutes past 11 o'clock at night. Appreciate you guys tuning in for this late night live watch along on Coast Watch Football. Hit like if you haven't done so already. You can also consider sending through a super chat to support the channel. Alex and Dominic coming in with a chat here regarding Fabio Gomez of Sydney FC. Says, I know I'm a Western Sydney Wanderers fan, but I have to say Fabio Gomez is actually in good form and improved. He's had a good season, Fabio Gomez. He certainly has. Sydney FC striker, who's now in double digits for goals this season. Now, I think there's been a bit of a... The replays will be interesting here if they're going to show us more, but I think there's been a bit of a coming together. What has happened? Mikhail Docker involved. There's a yellow card for one of ABDYSH's players. Mikhail Docker's receiving a bit of a talking to from the referee. The game just simmering nicely. It's not nowhere near boiling over, but this is an important game for both teams, man. This is huge. I mean, both teams have made it such a far way into this competition. Do not want to get knocked out at this stage when they are so close to the final. Alex and Dominic also says Torres has been insane. He's been very good this year for the Mariners. 13 goals, I think it is now. Angel Torres, the Colombian, who, to be fair, took a while to settle in, I think, to life at the Mariners, and took a while to find his goal scoring form, but once he got it, he's been hard to stop on many occasions this season. As Angel Torres, a player who has been a great addition to the Mariners this season, and I think some chat on social media, I think coming from his agent, suggesting that he will be moving on from the Mariners come the end of the season as well. Teo, good to see you in the chat. Great question indeed. Would you rather Central Coast Mariners win the AFC Cup or the A-League Premiership? Interesting question. Interesting question indeed. I'll tell you what, probably the AFC Cup. We know that there's, three trophies on offer here for Mariners from here on out. The Premiership, which is obviously where you finish first in the league, and then the Championship if you win the final series. And obviously the AFC Cup itself. I think purely because we won the Championship last season, it'd be great to shake it up a bit and go for the AFC Cup this year. But hey, don't get me wrong. I am absolutely hoping that Mariners go all the way and lift the Championship trophy again and the Premiership this year. That'd be huge. It's been a while since Mariners won the Premiership. It's been over 10 years. We have done it before. We've got a couple of championships. And a Premiership would be great. But an AFC Cup, man, it's not too often that we see an A-League team lift a trophy in Asia. Only one team has done it. Very famously, Western Sydney Wanderers. Many years ago now. 2014, wasn't it? The year Western Sydney went on a magical run, magical time at that club in their early years, winning the Asian Champions League. And it's a similar question from Alex and Dominic. Would you rather win the AFC Cup or the Grand Final? Again, I'd probably go AFC Cup. But again, like if Mariners hadn't won the championship last year, I probably would have said A-League Championship because that means a lot. That means a lot. But with where we are right now, the context of where Mariners are now, I mean, the huge opportunity here to win an AFC Cup, which would be a historic moment for the club from the Central Coast. Dan Hall under pressure. Storm Roo now. Heavy collision with an opposition player. Play on. Dan Hall sprinting away, showing his pace. Goes down and it's a foul in Mariners attacking half. So it's been a pretty quiet start to this second half, but Mariners trying to show a bit more initiative going forward, which is good to see. Dan Hall, not for the first time tonight, driving the ball forward himself. Joseph in the chat, g'day, says pitch don't look great. Does look a little bit choppy here and there. Kyrgyzstan just coming out of winter. Obviously in the Northern Hemisphere, where it gets pretty cold over there. Plenty of snow, I'm sure. So, long-range free kick here. Torres providing the left foot option. Docker's there for the right. Torres will take. Flicked on, but it's those ones are always tricky. I mean, their header is coming from so far out. I think it was Edmondson. It's tricky to get really any meaningful contact to challenge the keeper from that far out when you're heading from that sort of distance. Alex and Dominic in the chat says, I reckon Western Sydney Wanderers will face Victory in the elimination final and MacArthur to face Sydney. Well, yeah. If it stays the way it is, that'll be it. Right? I know. I know MacArthur and Sydney are level on points. I can't remember which one's above the other. I think MacArthur's above Sydney right now, right? Could be wrong. But yeah, that could well happen. Melbourne City, though, they might have something to say about that. We could potentially get, if Melbourne City replace Wanderers in 6th place, we could get a Melbourne Derby elimination final, which, wouldn't that be fun? That'd be great. Steele under pressure. We'll get the ball back here, though. Torres on the left. again, a few times tonight, not the first time I've said it, but Torres again cheaply giving the ball away. The camera angle didn't really help us. Couldn't really see any other teammates around from the zoomed in angle, but it appeared he just passed it directly to an opposition player. Torres hoping for a little bit better. Does better on that occasion. Goes down under the challenge, though. And that's going to be another free kick. I wonder what the foul count is looking like at this stage, because it feels pretty high. The home team getting pretty physical in this matchup. Torres this time receiving the contact. Pretty heavy challenge, too. Just on the ankle, I think it nicked. Just nicked the ankle. Or maybe the inside of the foot of Angel Torres. There's only been one yellow card brandished in this game so far. It was awarded to the home team. Having a look here. Having a look online, ABDYSH have committed 10 fouls. Mariners have just committed 2. 10 fouls to 2. Oh. And 10 minutes into this first half, ABDYSH-ATA KANT are going to make the first change of the match. Alex and Dominic, I will be doing a full squad prediction for the A-League All-Stars soon enough. It's tricky, though. There's it's going to take some time to narrow it down. I won't be going to Melbourne, Joseph, in next month to watch the All-Stars in action. But very excited for those matches. And we'll probably be doing live watch-alongs for them. So keep an eye out for that at the end of May. So substitution made for the home team. Fresh legs onto the field. San Jose Mariners looking slightly better in the second half. A little bit more time on the ball. Torres. Again, giving the ball away. It's really unfortunate what's happening with Angel Torres so far tonight. Very, very, very cheaply giving the ball away. Such a talented player. Such an exciting player when he's in the right positions. But got to say, that's at least 3 or 4 occasions that Angel Torres has given the ball away far too cheaply, unfortunately. ABDYSH with the ball in the attacking half. Left-hand side. Mariners again with this solid defensive shape that has been hard to penetrate for much of the match, I should say. Left-hand side once again for ABDYSH. Storm Roo doing a good job jockeying. Ball comes in. It's going to find a teammate, but Max Ballard's there to clean it up. ABDYSH have it on the right here. Mariners really tested. That's a nice ball inside. Trying to get it away. Appeals for a handball from Mariners. A little bit sloppy here at the moment from both teams. Mariners holding on. Again down the left-hand side. Storm Roo. Mikhail Docker back as well, helping out. Plenty of experience at right back, of course, as well, Mikhail Docker, so that helps out as well when we're doing these these long stints of defending. Mikhail Docker can almost operate as a second right fullback, assisting Storm Roo in those defensive duties. Not that Storm Roo needs assisting. He's a fantastic defender on his own, of course. Wow, interesting. Left-hand side, a number of times they've going down this left wing, the home team. It was all about that right flank in the first half. They were definitely favouring that right-hand side. Don't know whether it's just the last couple of minutes, but it seems to be that left-hand side. The number 70 for ABDYSH, finding plenty of the ball and looking dangerous. Corner delivery, second corner of the game for the home team. Long range shot. Blocked away. A little bit nervy there for a moment. Docker's going to look to pick this one up, but it's played back to the keeper. Very close there, Docker. As we tick past the hour mark, an hour of football played in Kyrgyzstan. ABDYSH-ATA, KANT 0. Central Coast Mariners 0. As this arm wrestle of a match continues, the home team now starting to find a bit of momentum. Absolutely right there, Skyline in the chat. First leg, I feel this is a cautious match for both teams. Second leg is where they might open up. Indeed, you get the sense that that's what is transpiring here. Both teams not giving away too much, hey? Defense first is the approach for this contest for both clubs. ABDYSH will have a throw-in in a good position here. Following that deflection from Ballard. Played an hour of football, and we're going to get some Mariners changes here. Miguel DiPizio and Jing Reese set to enter the field. You'd imagine Ryan Edmondson's probably going to be one of those players to make way. And with DiPizio coming on, well, there could be a variety of players who might come off for him. We might see Tap come off and Nisbet drop back. We'll have keep an eye on who comes off. Edmondson is going to come off for Reese. Miguel DiPizio, very exciting young attacking player. Can play through the middle up top. Or even out wide, if needed. But Jing Reese is on to provide a bit more attacking thrust. Again, it's not really clear who's coming off here for Miguel DiPizio. They're taking the time with the substitution. Brad Tapp indeed is coming off. There we go. So Josh Nisbet will shift back into the centre of the park. Don't mind that. I don't mind that. So it's going to be a fresh attacking duo for the Mariners for the remainder of the contest, at least. But Reese and DiPizio, two players with plenty of pace and flair, which is maybe what the Mariners need in the second half. Torres winning the ball, looking to play it again. Not sure what is going on tonight with Angel Torres, but almost every time he's got the ball, he's given it away. Look, he's not the only one. There has been some sloppy play here and there, but Angel Torres, such an exciting player. We love seeing him getting on the ball, but tonight he's losing possession on almost every single occasion. Hopefully he can improve as we go on here. This is a good move from ABDYSH. A bit of an air swing there on the shot. Angel Torres getting back to help defend. Choices, good to see some changes made. Yep. It was time. It was time for those changes. Here's the updated lineup graphics on the screen here. DiPizio and Reese playing up top through the middle. Nisbet alongside Ballard in the middle of the park. It's good as well, getting Josh Nisbet potentially a bit more involved in the contest. ABDYSH finding some space down the right. That's a really good move and a crucial intervention from Caltac. Mariners really being tested defensively here. And the likes of Caltac and Rue and Harry Steele putting in a really solid shift, considering the Mariners had a pretty tough match against Western United just, 4 days ago? So, can these substitutes spring a bit of life into this game for the Mariners? Jing Reese and Miguel DiPizio into the park. We've still got the likes of Thea Harris, Barcelos, Will Wilson, Dylan Wenzel-Halls. Even young Bailey Brandman could potentially feature. But again, 0-0 draw heading into the second leg at Gosford. Got to say that Mariners would probably be the happier team if that is indeed the scoreline heading into the second leg. Though here's a shot once again. A pretty easy save for Vukovic. A lot of these on-target shots for ABDYSH have gone straight into the chest of Danny Vukovic. Pretty comfortable saves. Alex and Dominic says DiPizio hasn't done much for Central Coast Mariners, but he's still a decent player. Yeah, obviously needs to add some goals and assists to his game, but he's a player who's very young and developing nicely and clearly has ability. Pretty highly rated at Central Coast Mariners and a player who I'm sure is already attracting overseas interest. Very young and getting a decent bit of game time as well in his first, I guess you could call this his first full year in the A-League. He did make his senior debut for the Mariners last year in the F3 derby. Ball forward here. DiPizio trying to get through. He goes down, looks to the referee, and he's going to get the free kick. There we go. Yellow card brandished too, so it's another booking for the home team. Nicely done, DiPizio. Having a look at the replay. I tell you what, like this angle might show us a bit more. There might have been a little bit of contact, but it wasn't much. It did not appear to be much at all. But anyway, it's a foul and a yellow card. That's even come from a Mariners fan, man. Browsman, the centre back for ABDYSH, picking up another booking for the home team. So Docker, again with a long-range delivery here. Let's see if this one can provide an opportunity for the Central Coast. In front of this strong crowd in Kyrgyzstan, in Bishkek tonight. Can Docker find an option? Will the deadlock be broken in the first leg? Docker hangs it up. Oh, dude, Caltac was steaming in at the far post. Defended well, and the break is on. No foul called. ABDYSH play went down. Now Mariners can go on the counter themselves. No, it breaks down quickly once again. And we'll go up for a throw-in. Troy asks, did you see that Morgan Schneiderlin wants to return to the A-League? Possibly with Western if he signs a deal. I have seen that, Troy, yeah. And an interesting one. That was a move that was talked about in during pre-season of this current campaign. Morgan Schneiderlin was linked to Western United, didn't eventuate. But, hey, great to see he wants to come back. A player of he's got great experience. Played at the highest level in the Premier League. And hey, if he wants to come back to Australia, more than welcome. And that'd be a good signing for Western. And I'll tell you what as well, the kind of player that I think they need to sign, like a solid defensive midfielder, which is maybe the kind of player they've lacked this season. They brought in Angus Thurgate, but to me at least, he's not really sort of your solid defensive midfielder. He's a bit more of a box-to-box sort of player. Whereas, adding someone like Morgan Schneiderlin to that Western United midfield, I think would be a really valuable addition. Oh, well done, Nisbet winning the ball. And the return pass almost working out from Docker. Nisbet was almost clean through there, man. "70 minutes played. ABDYSH 0. Mariners 0. Long throw towards Jing Reese, who's really wrestling for this one. Doesn't work out. Absolutely, Troy. Indeed. It's a bit of an indication just in the last few minutes that the game is starting to open up a little bit. Oh, that's a nice move down the right-hand side. ABDYSH inside. Brian Kautak is there again. Harry Steele was beaten at left back there. Brian Kautak having to intervene and did well. This is going to be the third corner of the game. Mariners yet to have a corner so far in this match. Had a few long-range free kicks, but not much else. Some jostling going on in the box for this corner. The delivery. Kautak rises to head clear. Docker wins the ball on the edge of the box and will break. Oh, nicely done, Docker. A chance here for the Mariners. Oh, the switch is delightful for Torres. He's missed the ball somehow. Will collect it. This is an opportunity. Torres will opt to go backwards to steal. Back for Torres. Comes inside now. And the pass again. Angel Torres. Well, what can we say? Man, I mean, it's a bit frustrating to watch, unfortunately. I'm not sure whether it's maybe some tiredness from Angel Torres, but he's been really off the pace today. You just wonder whether Mark Jackson could bring in someone like Christian Theoharis or even Will Wilson who can play in that position out wide. Because Angel Torres is struggling today. Will in the chat. How's the game been? It's been very much an arm wrestle so far. Tightly contested match. Not too many clear-cut opportunities. But a solid defensive performance from the Mariners up to this point, which has been the important thing. G'day Xander in the chat as well. Frustrating to watch. Well, I guess when I say frustrating to watch, that comes from the fact that my Mariners aren't really creating too many chances here. It's been a defensive operation, that's for sure. But again, like I was talking about it earlier, I would take a 0-0 draw in this first leg. Oh, good opportunity here. The bicycle kick. ABDYSH-ATA KANT with a nice move down the left, and the bicycle kick sailed over the bar. But yeah, look, if we can take a 0-0 draw away from this game, at Gosford, I'd back us. Of course. We've had some big wins in the AFC Cup at home this season. And surely we'd be favourites in a second leg if the scoreline is even. Ballard. Oh, nicely done. Ballard flicks it with the back heel to Reese. Jing Reese just losing his footing. Still going, though. Oh, that's nice from Jing Reese. DiPizio's wiped out. Falls to Docker. He loses the ball. Getting a little bit chaotic now. This game is well and truly opening up. Middle of the park here, ABDYSH. Again, definitely utilising this left-hand side. Quite interesting to see how they're really favouring a certain wing. Mariners, you can see, I mean, like basically every player behind the ball when ABDYSH are in possession. Not leaving any gaps, which has been the positive. It hasn't been a terrible performance overall. With 15 minutes to go, Mariners have to stay switched on. Even a 1-goal advantage could be massive for the home team. So this last 15 minutes will be crucial for the Central Coast. Troy says, this is hard to watch. Love to see us keep the ball. Yes, that would help. That would make things easier, that's for sure. Fourth corner of the match for the home team. Oh, it's missed by Kaltak, and Storm Roo makes a crucial block. What an opportunity for ABDYSH. I thought Kaltak was going to get the header, and then it comes into Storm Roo, who is on the floor and makes a crucial block. That easily could have been 1-0. What a block. Going to be another corner too. Mariners under the pump here. This is a crucial moment. The short corner is a poor one. Nisbet is there to cut it out and clears. Wow, dude. Xander with a question here regarding Sydney FC's striker Fabio Gomez. Do you reckon Sydney should sign Fabio? He's been good for us, and we're rumoured that we want to, but I'm not sure. Yes, I think they should. I think he's shown enough this season, Fabio Gomez. And you'd think with the second season, you know, now that he's familiar with the country and the A-League, he's just going to get better. Xander says his work rate is amazing, but his finishing is He's like Darwin Nunez. I think it'd be a good move. I think it'd be a good signing. He's got his goal scoring into double digits for this season, hasn't he, Fabio Gomez? Made the perfect introduction to Sydney FC fans when he scored a brace off the bench in the Australia Cup final. Here's Angel Torres. What can he do on this occasion? Lays it off for DiPizio. What can DiPizio create? This is a good run from the youngster. Breaks down. DiPizio's hurt here. DiPizio has stayed on the ground after that challenge. Not happy with the treatment here. Let's have a look at the replay. Ooh! Tell you what, there might have been some studs involved in that. Challenge from the centre back, who'd come out to make the challenge. It might have been on the boot or the ankle there of DiPizio. Anyway, we're playing on. Another challenge on DiPizio, and this one's going to be a foul. Miguel DiPizio wriggling his way around defenders, and not only is it going to be another free kick for Mariners, but a yellow card as well. So, this is a bit of a better area of the field for a free kick. This is probably our closest we've been to goal with a free kick. Definitely a free kick. Pretty high number of fouls here. Let's check the foul count because it's been racking up. It was 10 earlier on for the home team. They've probably got a few more since then. Mariners have only committed a couple fouls this whole match too. That's 12 fouls now committed by the home team. Just 3 committed by Mariners. So, Docker standing over this one. Xander saying, we have Lolly and Mac who cut in quite well, so I think Fabio is good as he's a decent poacher, but also makes runs that open up the pitch for Lolly and Mac. Yeah, good analysis, Xander. You're right. I think he complements him nicely. Docker free kick towards Kaltak. Oh, it's in! Mariners score! Mariners break the deadlock. What a goal! Kaltak, after so much defending. What a match for Brian Kaltak. He's been the rock at the back and shows up unmarked at the far post. Docker delivery. Kaltak header. Pass to the outstretched keeper. Finally, says Troy. What a moment. In the 80th minute. After a match where it's been all about defense for the Central Coast. That is huge. That is monumental. The centre-back from Vanuatu helps the Central Coast Mariners lift a championship last year. Looking to help the side lift the AFC Cup this time around. What a moment for the Mariners after what has been such a hard-fought contest. Kaltak showing up on the end of a free kick from Mikhail Docker. Now, it's all about defending. This is a huge advantage heading into a second leg in Gosford where Mariners will be hard to beat. That goal is crucial in this second half. Oh, a little bit of a lash out there from the ABDYSH player on Docker. Swinging the arm at the head. Not too much in it. Another substitution being made by the Mariners here. It's going to come on the right-hand side. Christian Theoharis on for Mikhail Docker. Christian Theoharis scored an incredible goal on the weekend against United. Second goal here for the Mariners from Christian Theoharis will be very nice tonight as well. Referee just having a bit of a chat to the players as well. Things getting a little bit heated. Theoharis literally on the pitch for seconds and already getting involved. That's what you want to see, man. These players playing with passion, playing with a fighting spirit. These Mariners players know they are just a couple matches away from making history. It's going to be yet another yellow card. This feels like, what is that, 4 or 5 bookings now, I think, that the home side have picked up. It feels like half the team are probably on yellow cards. Damn. Vegemite Lover asks, you reckon the pitch has had a bit to do with the rough passages of play? Not ideal looking. Vegemite Lover, you're probably right, yeah. You got to say it's probably affected things. You can see when the camera zooms in, it does appear to be pretty like patchy and like a bit raised in different parts of the ball. When you see it roll on the grass, it's not super smooth. So yeah, maybe. I think that's maybe affected things for the Mariners a little bit, who like to move the ball pretty swiftly when getting forward. You know, guys like Josh Nisbet and Ballard who are really good at shifting the ball around. It hasn't really been their game, which is fine. Mariners have come here and done the defending, but they got to stay switched on here. ABDYSH with a long-range shot. What a save! Danny Vukovic. Well, he's been routine saves for the entirety of the match up until this point. But in the 85th minute, he pulls out a stunning save. That is incredible reflexes from the veteran custodian. What a save. Danny Vukovic. That is a important stop from the Mariners captain. Another change being made here from the home team. More fresh legs. They've got another corner. Left-hand side. Nisbet doing the defending. Jockeying. They go back. Long-range shot. Not going to challenge Vukovic from there. Wow, man. This has been a really interesting match. I mean, Mariners doing well to defend. You got to say, though, ABDYSH looking like the side who was maybe going to take the advantage. They were pushing and had a couple decent opportunities in this second half, especially. Mariners snatching it from the set piece. Now need to hold on from here. Haven't had too many stoppages in the second half too. You can't imagine we'd have too much injury time. You can see Mark Jackson, Mariners coach, on the sideline urging his team on. Urging them to stay organised. Storm Roo sends it long. A 1-goal advantage into the second leg is huge, dude. Cannot underestimate that. This would be a massive result. A big away trip. And we would have 1 foot in the AFC Cup Final. Incredible. A lot of people asked if, Mariners or even MacArthur could win this competition. And uncharted territory, the first time we've got an A-League side competing in the AFC Cup. And Central Coast Mariners. Well, what a run it's been this tournament. It's been all about the defense in this game, man, though. They've been switched on for so much of this match. Mariners still have one more change up their sleeve, don't they? Hey, made the double change earlier on. Reese and DiPizio coming on. Thea Harris came on a moment ago. Still have one more move. Can bring on 2 players if we want to. Barcelos, Wilson, Wenzel Halls, Brantman. A couple defenders on the bench as well we could see introduced. If we just want to park the bus for the remaining minutes. Which Mark Jackson has done in the past this season. He's brought on Nathan Paul just to shore things up at the back. Go to a back 5. Forward ball. Nice layoff here and good block by Dan Hall. %65 possession for the home team. Not surprising. They've definitely controlled more of the ball. Thea Harris doing well, wrestling with it. Surely picking up the foul. No. Referee not interested. What changes do you think Jack will make for Saturday? Asks Troy. For the match against Adelaide? Yes, it's will be very interesting to see if he does make many changes. He hasn't made too many throughout the season, like even when we've had short turnarounds. But it generally comes up top. One of the strikers will change. So Edmondson starting tonight. We might see Jing start on the weekend. Might even see DiPizio start. That could be interesting. Maybe Tap rested or even Thea Harris to come in. Overall, I think we will see a similar team though. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if there are many changes at all. Especially considering that we've got a massive second leg coming up a few days later as well. exactly 1 week away, the second leg in Gosford. Final minute of regular time we're in. If I had to predict added time from here on out, I'm going to say 4 minutes. We haven't really had many stoppages. I think ABDYSH had a brief injury stoppage early on in the half, but aside from that, not too much else, hey? Or Kowal. Unfortunately, I don't think Kowal will be back, hey, because Ollie Roo's still in action by then, unfortunately. So, hey, we'd love to have Farrell and Kowal back, but they will still be on Ollie Roo duty, unfortunately. But hopefully we get them back pretty soon. 5 minutes of added time. 5 minutes for Mariners to hold on here to what would be a hugely important victory in the first leg. To take a 1-goal advantage into a home leg at Gosford, surely Mariners are in a incredible position to progress to the AFC Cup Final. What a historic moment this is for the Mariners. Jing Reese has the ball forward. Surely DiPizio is offside. The flag is up. He's knocked it past the keeper. It's something you could see a booking awarded for. Don't think we'll see it. So, ABDYSH gonna want to play this quickly here. Gonna want to try and get at least a goal for themselves heading into this second leg. Switch of play. A lot of space out on that Mariners left-hand side. Delivery in. Dan Hall with the header out. Man, the two centre backs for Mariners tonight have been absolutely monumental in Kaltak and Hall. Some incredible defensive efforts from those guys. That's right, Troy. Yes, very difficult away game for them at our Paradise. A place where not many teams have come away with victory this season. Theoharis, bit silly there giving away that foul. That's a dangerous area. He showed a lot of tenacity since coming on. Christian Theoharis. Oh, dude. I mean, look at the reaction. Dude, on the replay, look at the reaction from Storm Roo. Frustrated that Theoharis has lunged in like that. Completely unnecessary to give away the foul. Mariners were defending really well. 92 minutes of football played. 5 minutes total injury time. Just a few minutes left. This is the moment for ABDYSH now. Free kick. Looking to go direct to goal. The follow-up. Torres is there to scramble it away. Nervy moment for Vukovic. It was a dangerous delivery. One of those ones that easily could have ended up in the back of the net if an attacker got a touch in it. 2.5 minutes. Mariners holding on. Right wing now for ABDYSH. Good area of the park. The cross and the shot. Oh, it's in. Dude, the camera angle was terrible. Why are they on that camera angle? ABDYSH have equalised 1-1. Dude, the chip in. Just unmarked on the edge of the box. Why were they on that camera angle? We were complaining about it earlier on. You literally couldn't see the ball in the back of the net. You could not see the goal as it happened. 93rd minute. ABDYSH have equalised and it's 1-1 in the first leg. Incredible that they were using that camera angle. You literally couldn't see the goal as it was scored. But just a slight lapse of concentration, man. Edge of the box. Well taken strike too. He hit it well. What the hell was that angle, says Troy. Vegemite says it's been coming for the last few minutes. Nervous defending. Torres. Could Mariners hit a second here, maybe? Theoharis. Roo. looking to get it in behind. Cleared up the line for ABDYSH. 1-1. Dude, frustrating, man. Mariners were on the brink of an important lead heading into the second leg. 1-1. Still not a bad result at all. But disappointing considering how close we are to full time now. 30 seconds. Forward play by ABDYSH. Oh, it's good play too. KANT trying to challenge for it. Corner. It almost looked like he handled the ball, and I think the ABDYSH players are mentioning that to the referee. KANT went down. Don't know if that would have been a handball anyway. It looked like it hit his chest, but this could well be the last move for the game. ABDYSH-ATA KANT with a corner. Out swinging delivery. Dangerous delivery. Away by KANT again, who has been huge tonight. Away by Reese once again. The follow-up is going to go wide. Troy says, I'm still confident we'll be okay in the second leg, but this team are not bad. Not bad indeed. It was going to be interesting to see how he measured up against the current ladder leaders in Kyrgyzstan, and they've been a real test. Our defenses had to be at the top of their game to hold on here. 1-1, it ends in the first leg of the Inter-Zonal Final. Disappointing for the Mariners to concede late on, but I tell you what, a tricky away first leg. I'll take a draw, man. I'll take a draw. Mariners heading into the second leg next week in Gosford in a pretty good position. Surely you're going to say favourites to progress through from here. But to take a draw away from this tricky away fixture, not bad at all, I got to say. What do you guys make of it? Let me know in the chat. Huge match for the Mariners coming up in the A-League this Sunday as well. Busy few weeks. Adelaide at home on the weekend. And then a few days later at Gosford once again to host ABDYSH-ATA KANT in the second leg. Look, Mariners have learned a lot of lessons from this first leg as well, and will obviously really heavily review this match. And there were positives. That second half was a little bit better too. That first half, we really struggled to create any really opportunities. The second half, we found a little bit more attacking drive. Jing Reese and DiPizio showed good movement, good pace. But it was a tricky game. Mariners, we weren't really able to play our game, you know. It was a bit of a struggle. Great stream, Lockie. Thank you very much, Troy. And thank you guys for tuning in, as always. I greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate you guys tuning in for these live watch-alongs. Central Coast Mariners 1, ABDYSH-ATA KANT 1. Brian KANT scoring in the 81st minute. And then the late equaliser for the home team. Second leg in Gosford next week. And stay subscribed to keep up to date to more Aussie football content. Appreciate you guys, as always.